Hi guys, and welcome back to
Woodwarders!
Hey Millie, come and join me.
Yes, I'm coming.
Come and take a seat.
Yeah.
So, this week we're going to do something a little bit special. We're going to make some presents here that you can give to your mum, which would be a lovely thing to do. After all, she's been running around doing everything for all of you guys, cooking for you, cleaning up after you, entertaining you, working and everything else, and helping you with your schoolwork. So, we're going to make something for Mummy, aren't we? And what are we going to make today, Millie? How would you describe it, or are you not sure?
Picture rose.
A picture rose. A little bit different. Oh, well done. You're going to move it yourself. Good girl. Get comfortable. So, we're going to make a picture frame which you can put a rose in, which will be very pretty. We're going to make a very rustic frame, and we're going to do it from some bits of driftwood. And do you know what driftwood is, Millie?
It's old scrap wood, which doesn't look very neat.
It looks a bit rough, and the reason it looks very rough is because this is wood that's been usually in the sea and is washed up on the beach, and it's very worn. But where it's worn by the sea, it makes it very soft, doesn't it? It's not very sharp, is it? And you can see there's some bits of wood here, bits of driftwood, and we have an old piece here with an old nail in it. Maybe it's off an old ship from hundreds of years ago, Millie. What do you think?
Yes, I think all of these are from an old ship.
It could be. Or maybe a pallet. We have no idea, but they're very special, and there's something quite beautiful about it, isn't it? What do you think, Millie?
The colours, because we don't need to paint it, because leaving it wood is even more beautiful.
It is. It's
So-
natural, isn't it?
So we know that it's woodwarders who made it, not normal people.
Thing is, every piece of wood, guys, has a beautiful natural grain and the knots and everything else, and it can look absolutely amazing. So we're going to make a very simple picture frame. The question is, how do we hold a flower in this frame when we've built it?
By using this tube.
That's right, we can find a piece of tube. Now, we've got this piece of tube out of my shed, which is an old piece of what they call conduits, what they put electrics in. But you can use any tube you want. It needs to be big enough that you can put a rose or something inside there, and long enough that you can glue it in behind the picture frame.
And remember, guys, not a toilet roll.
Toilet roll's a little bit big and it's only cardboard, it won't last, will it?
No.
No. So the first thing we're going to do is to figure out how we're going to lay this frame out. Now, because we're doing it here, you're going to see it upside down, but we need two sides, and I think these two sides would be good, Millie, don't you? Should we turn that one around the other way a little bit? And maybe we can use that for the bottom as like a little shelf. And maybe we could put, what do you reckon? One there, maybe. And we could do the same maybe for the top. We could put one across there and one there. Now at the moment, this looks a little bit rubbish, doesn't it?
And it looks a little bit wonky because it just can't fall apart. Look, pretend it's just not glued on properly.
Which it isn't just yet.
Because it just can go like that.
So what we're going to do, we don't want to throw it across the table, do we? Shall we glue it something like this? We don't want it to be perfectly square because it is a rustic driftwood frame. So we don't want to sit there and check measurements and make sure it's perfect. We're going to do it very rustic, aren't we?
Yes.
So, how are we going to do that, Millie? How about we just glue it the way it is now? Yes? Yeah, why not? Let's go for it. So, let's put a bit of glue on here and here.
Wait a minute. How will we glue it?
I know, let's use this glue gun that I just happen to have here. And remember, this is a hot glue gun. So what have you got to be careful with the hot glue gun, Millie?
The tip.
The tip, it gets extremely hot.
And it might burn you.
So let's put a dollop of glue onto here.
Oh, come out, you silly glue. We want you now. That's good. That's more than enough.
Let's see, we put a bit on there and we're going to put a bit on here. Okay, like this.
And guys, remember, don't do this on your own.
Let's put that bit on top. You want to do that?
Mommy
Pop it on
and
top of the
Daddy
glue.
have to do it for you.
That's good. Let's see if
So
that
good.
holds. So you don't burn yourself. Absolutely right. So let's glue that like this. Okay, Millie. Now we're going to put a dollop of glue on here, aren't we? So do you want to do it with me? Put your hand round. You know how to use a glue gun, don't you, babe? And squeeze and squeeze. That's it. Keep squeezing. We'll put a big dollop on that side and a big dollopy doodah on this side too. How's that, Millie?
Yep, that's enough. That's enough now.
Otherwise we'll end up with a big sticky gluey mess everywhere.
Okay.
And now we take this piece
Quickly,
and put that on the bottom.
because the glue gun can dry really, really quickly.
It can dry quickly, a couple of minutes. But what we're going to do now, Millie, is we're going to come back to in just a minute. We're going to glue the top end together in now, aren't we?
Yes.
And then we'll show you how to do the other side in just a
minute!
Right, there you are, guys. We've glued our frame together. And we've literally just put lots of glue around all the joints. And whilst that is setting, we've got to make some sort of a tube for the back to put the rose in. Now we've got a little bit of plastic pipe here, which I've glued up the hole at the end to stop any water or anything from falling out. Now what we need to do is to put this tube on the back of the frame so you can't see it from the front. So how do we do that?
My Japanese saw.
We'll use your Japanese saw. We'll put the tube here, Millie, yeah? And we'll put a little mark, you can use a pencil, put a little mark roughly where my finger is, okay? Brilliant. Okay, now we'll make that mark a little bit bigger.
Why do we need that mark?
We need that mark so you can see where you're going to cut it. Yeah?
Why do we need to cut it that high?
So we can glue it in there behind the picture frame. Then no one can see it. It'll be like, oh wow, the magic flower is standing up by itself. Cool, huh? So we're going to now saw this tube. We'll put it in the vise. Do your vise up, sweetie. Good girl. Now Millie's got a very special little tool which is fantastic, haven't you? Do you want to get it out of your box?
Nope.
We need your
No.
Japanese saw, Millie. We're going to be here
Not
for
this one.
hours at this rate. Millie, take out your Japanese saw, please, darling.
Here it is.
Thank you very much. Now this is a fantastic little saw, especially for kids to use. And you can see it's got several guards to protect their fingers. And this is a special saw because it's a pull saw.
And remember, guys, remember, always one hand on the table. Not like this or not like this, because you might cut yourself.
Exactly. So let's see how this works, shall I? I'm going to help Millie a little bit. You might be able to see from there, guys. Keep it straight, darling. Keep the blade nice and straight. That's it. Use the full length of the saw. Very good. That's a wonderful job. You keep going. And there you go, kids. See? She's doing a fantastic job. She's using the saw with her hand on the table to keep safe. And she's nearly finished already. That's very quick.
My hand is already vibrating.
So then it's going to cut that piece off all the way. Excellent.
I'm nearly done.
Perfect. Okay.
I'm already
Put your
finished.
saw on the table first. Now pick up the piece off the floor. Always remember to keep your tools on the table. If you drop them, you could either hurt yourself or damage the tools.
Or you could hurt the animals.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
no,
now,
like
when
we-
you've finished using your tools, what do you do with it now, Millie?
We always put the safety guards on. We always put the safety guards back on.
That's right. And why do we put the safety guards on, Millie?
So then we can't cut ourselves.
And you
And-
don't damage
Anything.
the tool. Perfect. And now you have a perfectly safe saw ready to do. Now these saws are absolutely amazing. They're kids' Japanese saws. Absolutely fantastic things. Okay, pop that back in your lovely toolbox, Millie.
And mine has a pink handle, which I love pink.
So now we've got our tube, Millie. Do you want to help? Do you want to help? Okay, let's move you around a bit so everyone can see you. Now we need to put this little tube, guys, in the back of the frame. So we need to glue that in place, Millie, and roughly in the middle. So we're going to put some warm glue. Do you want to help? Oh, that's perfect. This glue gun's warmed up lovely now, isn't it? We'll put lots and lots of glue in there. Pumpity, 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 pump. Like
Whoa,
this.
that's hundreds of glue.
Lots and lots of glue, and then we'll take our tube
And stick it in here.
stick it in like that, and push it all the way down to a slight angle. And that is going to be in the middle, and hold that beautifully. So now you have a very strange picture frame with a little tube attached at the back, as you can see.
So you
there.
can't see anything because over here is the front, which you can't see.
But when we turn it round like this, you can see the front of the frame. But hey, guess what, guys? You can't see the tube, can you?
So
You
they
can if I tilt it. And that.
So the children, which you can invite for a pool party or something, they'll say, "Whoa, that rose or flower is standing up by itself. Cool!" Like that.
Yes, everyone's going to be amazed by this. So now that's pretty much it. That's the frame finished, Millie, isn't it?
Yes, but
What's missing? What's missing? What do you think is missing?
flowers.
A flower. Now, what have we chosen that we're going to give Mummy a surprise with? Which flower? We've got 3 flowers here. We've cut some roses from our
This
garden.
one,
We've got a yellow one, which is quite big.
this one,
There's another single rose with 2 little brothers and sisters on it. Or a single rose. What should we put? Should we try a pink rose?
my mo.
Okay, which one are you going to try? We're going to try this
This
one.
one.
Now, at the moment, this looks like it could be a little bit big. And the problem with that is it falls out a little bit. Yes, that looks kind of lovely, but it's a bit big, isn't it, Millie? It sticks out. So let's try another flower. That one looks very pretty. The only problem with that is it's a little bit long. So shall we trim? Let's try the other one, and then we can... That actually could look beautiful. But the problem is, Millie, now the tube is too big, isn't it? So what do we need to put in there? Maybe we could put
A sponge.
a bit of sponge. And if you use a damp bit of sponge, it'll hold the rose upright and give it water, won't it?
And it can stay healthy.
And healthy.
And if there's no water, and you see it starting to go down this, and you can just soak the sponge into water and then squeeze it so it's a bit down, and then the rose will get water.
That's exactly right. The rose will get the moisture that it needs from the sponge. So that's pretty much it from us, isn't it? What we're going to do is we're going to put a bit of damp sponge in there now, put the rose in and hang it on the wall. And we'll take a photo of it and put it at the end of this video so you can see how it looks when it's done. I think that's going to be very cool. Do you think Mummy will like it?
Yes.
I think Mummy will love it. For the time being, Millie, what should we do? Should we say goodbye to the guys?
Goodbye.
There. High five. Say see you later. You take
See you
care
later.
and see you on the next video of our Wood Wizards, guys. Till then, stay safe, be good, and have
Fun.
bye, guys.
Bye.